Third grade detectives, the clue of the left-handed envelope. Chapter 4. Noelle had just started to ask Mr. Merlin that question when a woman knocked on the door of the classroom. Mr. Merlin looked up. "Come in, Dr. Smiley," he said. Dr. Smiley came into the classroom. "Class, Dr. Smiley is a scientist. She works for the police," Mr. Merlin said. "I asked her to tell you all about what she does." Dr. Smiley smiled at the class. Then she told them how she used science to solve crimes. When she finished, she said, "I'll even show you how I do it one of these days." The class applauded. Todd looked over at Noelle. "I didn't know policemen were so pretty," he whispered. "She's not a policeman," Noelle said. "She's a policewoman." "Actually, she's a police scientist," Todd said. Noelle thought Dr. Smiley was pretty too. "I wonder if Dr. Smiley and Mr. Merlin are a couple," she whispered. She keeps smiling at him. Only couples smile at each other that way. "I'll ask," Todd whispered. He raised his hand. "No, Todd, you don't ask people things like that," Noelle whispered. "I'll find out some other way." She looked over at Amber Lee. Noelle was sure Amber Lee would know. Amber Lee seemed to know everything about everybody. Noelle would have to ask her. Amber Lee liked it when people asked her questions. The rest of the day, they did their schoolwork. When the final bell rang, Noelle and Todd left the classroom together. "I asked Amber Lee if Mr. Merlin and Dr. Smiley were a couple," Noelle said. "What'd she say?" Todd asked. "She didn't say anything," Noelle said. "She just grinned." "She knows," Todd said. "I know she knows." "You have to come by my house," Noelle said. "We have to solve this mystery before Amber Lee does." "Why are you so worried about this mystery?" Todd asked. "I'm getting bored with it." Noelle looked at him. "You've always liked mysteries before. Why don't you like this one?" "I don't care who sent Amber Lee that stupid letter," Todd said. "But I need your help, Todd. If Amber Lee solves the mystery first, people really will think she's the smartest girl in the world. She'll never let me forget it either." "Oh, all right," Todd said. When they got to Noelle's house, Todd called his mother to tell her where he was. Then he and Noelle went to Noelle's room. "Okay," Todd said. "What do we do first?" "We think about envelopes and spit," Noelle said. "Those are the two clues that Mr. Merlin gave us." So they thought about envelopes and spit for several minutes. Then suddenly, Noelle jumped up. "Of course," she shouted. "Come on." She started out of her room. Todd was right behind her. They went downstairs to the den. Noelle opened the bottom drawer of a big desk. She took out a big box of envelopes. "Now we can solve this mystery," she said. "How?" Todd asked. "You use spit to lick envelopes," Noelle said. "So we'll lick all of these envelopes until we figure out what the mystery is." "That is so dumb, Noelle," Todd said. "No, it's not. My dad does it all the time," Noelle said. "It's called trial and error." "What does that mean?" Todd asked. "It means you have to keep making mistakes over and over until you get it right," Noelle said. They went back upstairs to Noelle's room. Noelle handed Todd an envelope. "You start," she said. Todd stuck out his tongue. He licked the flap. "Ugh," he said. "That glue tastes awful." He looked at Noelle. "Did you notice anything when I licked it?" he asked. Noelle sighed. "Nothing. That must have been an error." She picked up an envelope. "Watch me." "Okay," Todd said. Noelle licked the flap of her envelope. Todd was right, she thought. The glue tasted awful. "What happened when I licked the flap?" Noelle asked. "Nothing," Todd said. "I guess it's another error." "You didn't see anything that would help us solve the mystery?" Noelle said. Todd shook his head. "No." "We're missing something here," Noelle said. "We have spit. We have envelopes. Those are the two things Mr. Merlin said we needed to solve the mystery." She sighed. "I guess we'll just have to keep licking these envelope flaps and watching each other until we figure something out." They took turns watching each other lick envelope flaps. Finally, there were no more envelope flaps to lick. "I don't have any more spit in my mouth anyway," Todd said. "Me either," Noelle said. She looked down at the floor. It was covered with envelopes. They were all stuck together. Noelle just hoped her parents weren't planning to write any letters soon. "Now what?" Todd said. "Maybe Mr. Merlin will give us some more clues tomorrow," Noelle said. "I just hope that Amber Lee hasn't already solved the mystery."